This video is designed to walk you through the steps of how to write and solve equations for a word problem using the substitution method. So we can write two equations because there are two unknowns here. B equals the number of boys in the chorus, and what we want to make sure is that we define our variables well, which will help us write our equations properly. Where G is the number of girls in the chorus. This will allow us to write the following two equations, and we need two equations because we have two variables. B plus G equals 72. Now that equation essentially says the number of boys in the chorus plus the number of girls in the chorus is a total of 72 children in the chorus. That's what this first sentence that I just underlined tells us. So we've matched our equation to the English words. The second equation is a little trickier, but it basically is about how many girls there are compared to how many boys there are. It says the number of girls is, so we're going to say the number of girls in the chorus is, which is an equal sign, 15 less than twice the number of boys. So we need to start with twice the number of boys, which we're going to write as 2b, and find 15 less than that, which means to subtract 15 from it. Now, the main step in this problem, the main new step, is this idea of substitution. G and 2b minus 15 are the same thing. That's what that equation is saying. Which means if we remove G from our other equation, which we'll call the main equation, I'll underline that right now. It's this equation right here. If we remove G from it and replace that with 2b minus 15, our equation should still stay balanced, as it were. That is, we can simply take this material, whatever G is equal to, and replace G in this equation with it. That's going to give us the equation B, which is the original B in the equation, plus 2b minus 15 equals 72. In other words, we've simply replaced this G with this material. What that allows us to do is create an equation that has only one variable in it, which is very straightforward for us to solve using our linear equation solving abilities. So if we read this equation back to ourselves, the equation actually says B, the number of boys in the chorus, plus 2b minus 15, which is the number of girls in the chorus, equals a total of 72 children in the chorus. So, of course, we should be able to solve this equation now by collecting like terms. That's 3b minus 15 equals 72. Adding 15, to both sides is going to give us 3b equals 87. And then dividing each side by 3 produces the result of b equals 29. So what we're claiming is that there are 29 boys in the chorus. Of course, knowing that there are 29 boys in the chorus, that is B equals 29, we need to go back and double check our original equations to see that this makes some sense. Remember that G was equal to 2b minus 15, which means if b equals 29, it should be 2 times 29 minus 15, which is 58 minus 15, or 43. Now, our final check on this is to double check that b plus g does in fact equal 72. And if we replace b with 29 and G with 43, we find that it does indeed equal 72. So we've checked our answer. So this process of substitution has allowed us to take two equations with two variables and turn it into one combined equation with one variable by substitution, which we can then solve and then replace back in one step at a time to find the other variable and double check our solution. Of course, if you have three variables in your problem or three unknowns, you're going to need to write three equations that connect these variables. But once again, if you can substitute into one of the equations two values to replace those other variables, you can once again get it down to one equation with one variable. We'll look at some other problems like that in the future.